This break is brought to you by Netflix. Head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV to sign up for your free 30-day trial and stream all of your favorite TV shows and movies right to your Xbox, your PlayStation, even your Wii, your mobile devices, and computer. It's a wonderful service, so be sure to head over and check it out. Now, the Iron Squid tournament has concluded, and the finals went down this Saturday. We've got our Paris champion, and with me to talk a little bit more about this is GameBreaker writer Callum Lawrence. Now, Cal, before we jump into the games, you've talked so much before kind of about how good the production is. How was it this year, or how was it this weekend?
Well, this weekend I really wanted to check out how the production was because they've done it so well on the online tournament, and as soon as they've taken it to the offline tournament, it's like, okay, we're taking it to like a LAN event, we're taking it to a live stage. I wanted to see how they do it because there's so much more there's so much more production that goes into a live event because everything's done there on the fly. You've got to get everything perfect, and they did it surprisingly well. I mean, this is their first time, their first outing. It's like, okay, we're going to get all this right, and I mean, there were some few hiccups. I mean, pretty sure everyone that watched it knew there were some times where the stream was lagging out. They had some quite bad lag issues, and apart from that, it's not stuff that they could properly themselves deal with. I mean, the set, if you look at the way that they produced the set, like just the names in the front of the booth telling you who was in the booth, it's just something really cool, and just the whole thing was put together so well. I mean, they even had a live band playing like during the breaks, like someone brought a live band onto the stage, like, hey, play for the crowd, play for the stream while this is happening. I mean, the production that went into it was amazing, but this was their first outing, so like the lags and the slight stream glitches will be ironed out before next season, but this season was 100% amazing for a live event. They did really well.
So obviously, production value is wonderful, but you can't have a good match if you don't have good players to participate. So who won the matches, and can you give us a quick breakdown of any matches that people should definitely go watch if they happen to miss them?
Okay, so the overall winner of the Iron Squid this weekend was Slayers MMA. He's finally come back to like his winning form, because if you take a look back into 2011, pretty sure everyone was known synonymously that MMA's, like he'd won GSL, Blizzard Cup, MLG. He was on such a roll in 2011. He was like up there with Dongrigu and MVP as like the stars of 2011 and people like that. It's like Nestea was starting to fall off a little bit. He hadn't won a major tournament. It was like the era of MVP and MMA. I mean, everyone can remember that BlizzCon GSL, that was the time, and MMA hadn't been doing too well recently. I mean, this is like, I say not been doing too well, he was doing MMA not too well. He'd like placed, I think it was top 4 at WCG World Championship. He was doing really well at other tournaments, but he hadn't won a tournament like MMA style. That's why I say not doing well. He hadn't won a tournament. So finally glad that MMA has decided, okay, enough's enough, and has decided to finally sit down. It's like, okay, I have one Iron Squid, and he did it really good. Like, if you take a look at some of the matches he played, like versus Alive, the TBT, if you look at the Calm Before the Storm game, that was an amazing game, and that's definitely the Alive versus MMA match that I would definitely tell anyone to check out. And his games versus Symbol, because Symbol actually took down Nestea. I mean, I actually called this, if you check out the previous hit, I called Nestea to beat Symbol, because anyone that knows anything about StarCraft knows that Nestea is an absolute beast in DBZ. He even did something like proxying a Spire in Game 1 on Daybreak. He was that metagaming Symbol. And Symbol outplayed Nestea. It was like, if you watch the games, it's so amazing how he managed to just make the king of ZVZ just look absolutely rubbish. And Symbol just played amazingly well against Nestea. And he went on to the finals to play against MMA. And it was an amazingly good finals. Like, you had everything from like the Roach Ling bust on, I think it was Metropolis, that was amazingly good. Like, it's like MMA decided to go for a tech switch. It was just so intense the entire finals. But if you want to watch any game, watch Calm Before the Storm, because it just reminded me of the time of the MMA vintage. It was like he was dropping throughout the map. He held his positions. He had this massive siege lineup, and just being so MMA, he was just poking everywhere, dropping everywhere, and the Symbol just couldn't keep up. That's why MMA has had one of the best TVZs in the world, because he's so annoying. just to put it in one's perspective, he drops everywhere, and
Sure.
His multitasking in that match was amazing. And
Now,
for the Nestea live match, I'd definitely go for the dual side match.
I was just gonna say, you know, with so many wonderful matches going on here, do you think that we're gonna see an Iron Squid 2? It's just easily one of the world's top tournaments, and it's got to be coming, right? We have to be seeing an Iron Squid 2.
Yeah, it has actually been announced that we're going to be seeing, I mean, it's not official, we haven't seen anything major, but there was an announcement that we're going to be having it sometime in September, so it's quite a far way away. It's not like they're going to be instantly jumping into the next season, but we're going to have to see an Iron Squid 2 because just the foundations that they've laid, like the fact for Season 1 they've got Nesty, MVP, Hydra, MMA, Alive, all of these big names for a Season 1. They're not just going to say, okay, let's leave it there. Iron Squid 2 is definitely coming. Like, as I said, there's a September date that's poking around. I'm pretty sure it's going to be officially September, and we're going to see it then because, like I said, you can't have a tournament this good. You can't like go to one of France's biggest cinema venues hosted. I think the numbers were around 2,000 people live, putting on such a good show and then decide, right, we're just going to leave it there and we're good. France's scene is like taking off right now, and they've got such a good time to say, okay, we're going to be the prime French tournament, and this is going to be our time to shine. So everyone knows now that if you want to go for like some sort of French StarCraft 2, the Iron Squid is definitely the tournament to check out. So I cannot wait for Season 2.
All right, guys. Well, as we get closer to September, we will obviously keep you updated here on Iron Squid 2, as well as all of your other StarCraft information. We'll cover that right here as well. So keep it tuned, and we'll see you guys next time.